It's my honor to welcome and introduce Mr. Abhishek Tiwary, the Senior Vice President and Global Head HR at Tech Mahindra. He's a seasoned global HR executive with over 20 years of experience across various sectors, including technology, consulting, professional services, media, and government. Since joining Tech Mahindra in April 23, he has been instrumental in driving HR strategies for global enterprises, focusing on cultural building, organizational development, and Dell framework. Prior to this, he spent 15 years at KPMG, where he served as the global head HR for advisory based in New York, known for his people's first approach. He excels in leading multicultural teams and leveraging big data analytics for sustainable growth, a proud alumnus of National Defense Academy. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Mr. Abhishek Tiwary.
Most welcome, Abhishek ji. Up to my best knowledge, आपने कंपनी चेंज कर ली है और हमने जो इंट्रोडक्शन दिया है वो पुराना है. ये दिखाता है हम लोग कितने पुराने साथी हैं.
जी जी बिल्कुल.
So
बिल्कुल.
next 8 minute, Abhishek ji, आपके we all are open to listen and looking forward to listen from you. Next 8 minutes.
Thank you so much. As you heard, good morning from Costa Rica in Central America. I'm now part of KPMG, trying to build their global delivery network. So Seva, Paramo, Dharma is very close to my heart. Particularly, मैं भारतीय सेना में अधिकारी था. So एनडीए का मोटो है, नेशनल डिफेंस एकेडमी का मोटो है सेवा परमो धर्म, सर्विस बिफोर सेल्फ. So when I heard Seva Paramo Dharma, I knew it was something that I could speak passionately about. I will quickly get into what KPMG does. व्यास जी ने जिन्होंने पुराण लिखे 18 पुराण, उन्होंने कहा था अष्टादश पुराणेषु व्यासस्य वचनम द्वयम. 18 पुराणों में व्यास के सिर्फ दो ही वचन है, दो ही बात कही है उन्होंने. परोपकाराय पुण्याय, दूसरों की सेवा करना पुण्य है, और परोपकाराय पुण्याय पापाय परपीडनम, और दूसरों को पीड़ा देना पाप है. So it's all of 18 Purans say it. So it is very linked to what we have seen for thousands of years in India in particular. So I'll quickly get into KPMG's impact plan. We have an impact plan that we publish in spirit of transparency. It basically revolves around people, planet, prosperity, and principles of governance commitments. I'm not going to go through this slide too much, but let me just get into, since I have only about 6 minutes left. The role of HR actually is getting more and more found around service at its core. When you have new people join the organization today, they don't necessarily ask how much you pay them, but they want to see the reputation of the organization. And the reputation of the organization in the society is basically linked to how much the organization gives back. And HR has a core role to play in evolving the organization to becoming an organization that has service as its core. Ultimately, whether it's a product company or a service company, you are ultimately trying to do good for the world at large. And HR again has a serious and very central role to deciding what's companies' values and visions look like. So post-COVID era, we have all seen the CHRO's role as the key advisor to management. And HR sits at a vantage point where it sees the entire life cycle, right from hiring to retiring. So it has a role to play in every aspect of companies' policy formation. Alignment of CSR with business objectives, it is a matter of values and culture. It's not just what you see on piece of paper. It has to be everyday actions, and it has to be top-down approaches. More and more companies these days are rising to the occasion across the world, and we have seen how inclusion and diversity has become central to what HR does today. We have employee resource groups that are forming. That's basically nothing but trying to form sense of community. Again, HR plays the facilitation role of forming those communities. Black Lives Matter, we saw in North America, after George Floyd murder. So I think the role is evolving and service is becoming core to HR's role. I'll delve into some quick practical tips. I think it's important that HR keeps in mind that tone has to be driven from the top. It cannot be bottoms up. It has to be top down. Coaching and mentoring as culture, as part of culture, is deep. Everybody has to be taking up somebody else's responsibility. When you have rewards and recognition policy, reward some good behaviors of service. Spread stories. I think storytelling has a powerful way of, good corporate citizens must be flashed across the company. Over communicate. Sometimes we assume that we send one email or we have one town hall and things are over. People need to listen to it time and again. Involve communities in your business, families, communities. Take a microscopic view of all your processes and see where service is not coming to the fore. Take some hard steps around hiring and letting go. There are people who will, I talked about penalizing bad behavior. There are people who may be and it's fine. They are just not aligned to your company. They may not be bad people, but it's important to surround yourself with people with service orientation. Rewrite the values to include humility, service, kindness. And I think, data speaks louder than words. So use data and insights to show the positive and negative trends and to identify areas of opportunity. I want to leave you all with the concept of Robert Greenleaf's servant leadership. I'm sure it has been spoken by someone. I was not there in the presentation, so if it's a repeat, I personally believe hugely in the philosophy. It is a style of leadership that focuses on serving and rather than dominating or controlling people. Again, I do not want to preach to the choir. You all know what servant leadership is, but humility, empathy, healing, awareness, persuasion, and all of these traits of servant leadership will never ever go out of fashion. And in any walk, this is across industries. And I read this quote somewhere. These are certain of my words. HR's mandate it really transcends operational tasks, embracing the promotion of a culture rich in service and giving. We are not just recruiters and employee managers. We are culture curators in HR. We are fostering a workplace where profit and purpose coexist harmoniously. And I cannot re-emphasize enough the fact that the role HR is playing, and all of us here who are in the field of HR, are core. We have the ears of our management, particularly the CEO. And therefore, the conversations we are having with them should be focused on trying to change our businesses bit by bit. Business managers don't have this natural trait in them. It doesn't come to them naturally. They're very focused on promotions. Again, they're not bad people, but their focus is different. I think role of HR becomes very central to trying to push the mandate of forming a culture that is rich in service and giving every day. So one day at a time, have those right conversations with top down and your peers and over communicate. So with that, I don't know if I took the full 8 minutes, but I did want to tell you that I'm very thankful and very honored to be here. I hope I was there in person, but Dr. Vikrant sir, I thank you for including me in this honorable group.
Thank you, Abhishek ji. You are a pass out of NDA. That time discipline could be seen in your speech also. Thank you very much. It was very empowering. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Let's remain in touch. Thank you very much.
On the behalf of United Council of Ancient Wisdom and United Global Peace Foundation, I thank Mr. Abhishek Tiwary for coming and sharing his views.